Hello everyone, it's me Dr. Shiji. In this video, I'm going to discuss about traditional square of opposition. It's a topic in traditional logic. Generally, opposition means disagreement, but in logic, opposition denotes the relation between propositions having the same subject and same predicate. Propositions are to be opposed when they differ in quantity or in quality or in both. There are various truth relations that exist between the four categorical propositions A, E, I, and O. Traditional logicians have explained these relationships by means of a diagram called the square of opposition. This is a diagram for square of opposition. A, E, I, and O are marked in the corners of that square. Oppositions are of four kinds, that is contrary, contradictory, subcontrary, and subordination. First one is contrary opposition, A and E. Two universal propositions having the same subject and predicate agree in quantity but differ in quality is called contrary opposition. Contrary propositions cannot both be true, but both may be false. If one is true, then the other must be false. If one is false, then the other is doubtful. For example, all crows are black. That is, an A proposition is true, then no crows are black. E must be false. If A is true, then E must be false. If A is false, then E is doubtful. If E is true, then A must be false. Then if A is false, then A is doubtful. Second one is contradictory opposition in between A and O and E and I. Two propositions having the same subject and same predicate but differ in quality and quantity is called contradictory opposition. Contradictory is cannot both be true and both be false. If one is true, then other must be false, and if one is false, other must be true. If A is true, then O is false. If A is false, then O is true. If O preposition is true, then A preposition is false. If O preposition is false, then A is true. If E is true, then I is false. If E is false, then I is true. If I preposition is true, then A preposition is false. If I is false, then A is true. Just opposite. For example, all girls are beautiful. That is an A preposition. If that preposition is true, then some girls are not beautiful. It's contradictory. O preposition must be false. Third oppositional relation is subcontrary opposition between I and O. Two particular propositions having the same subject and same predicate agree in quantity but differ in quality is called subcontrary opposition. Subcontraries cannot both be false, but they may both be true. Just opposite of contrary opposition. Okay, so if one proposition is true, then the other is doubtful. And if one proposition is false, then the other must be true. If I is true, then O is doubtful. If I is false, then O must be true. If O is true, then I is doubtful. If O is false, then I must be true. For example, some diamonds are precious stones. That is true. That is an I proposition. If it is true, then some diamonds are not precious stones as doubtful. Fourth one is subordination between A and I and E and O prepositions. Two prepositions having the same subject and predicate agree in quality but differ in quantity is called subordination. The oppositions between a universal preposition and its corresponding particular is named as a subordination. In subordination, the universal preposition is called superaltern and the particular is called subaltern. In subordination, the superaltern implies the truth of the subaltern. In subordination, if the universal preposition is true, then its corresponding particular will also be true. And if the universal is false, then the corresponding particular may be true or false. That is doubtful. On the other hand, if the particular is false, then the universal will also be false. And if the particular is true, then the universal may be true or false. That means doubtful. If A is true, then I is true. If A is false, then I is doubtful. If I is true, then A is doubtful. If I is false, then A is false. If E is true, then O is true. If E is false, then O is doubtful. If O is true, then E is doubtful. If O is false, then E is false. For example, all crows are birds. That is a proposition. Right. So that proposition is true. Then some crows are birds. Its subordination, its subaltern actually, is also true. Some crows are birds. That is an I proposition. If it is true, then all crows are birds is doubtful. So this is the altogether truth table for square of opposition. Okay, if A is true, then A is false. I is true, then O is false. Altogether. Thank you so much. See you soon with a new topic. Thank you.